Hello, welcome back to some more Pokemon Sword and Shield content. I'm Dragapult, and here we are at the start of a new season. It is now February, so I decided let's try to document us climbing the ladder and trying to get into the Master Ball tier instead of just starting off straight into Master Ball tier, because it is pretty difficult to get there, not gonna lie. So yeah, we did pretty well in the last season. We got Master tier in both singles and doubles. And then now we'll see if we can get back up there and try to improve our overall ranking. So it's two battles. It's two battles, and I'm switching up the team. I have been using the Charizard team that I created a little while back, but I wanted to just test out different things now that it is a new season. I have this interesting Toxtricity strategy that I've been practicing with. We'll see how it fares in this early part of the season. Obviously, people could be bringing a whole bunch of new things. People could be bringing the tested, tried, and true stuff. So we'll see how this goes. We have a Durant in the group to just have some full raw power should we come across some tough stuff there. Okay, we do see Toxtricity. We see Sableye, which could be interesting. So that could be tough. I think we're going to go ahead and start Dragapult Toxtricity. That's always a decent lead whenever we can bring it. We see Excadrill, which could be a problem. We do have Conkeldurr for that. Actually, this Arcanine is going to be a problem for sure. Arcanine is definitely going to be a problem. Going to lower our attacks, but it's fine. So Conkeldurr is going to be good. Do we need Jellicent for any strength sapping? We have special attacker, special. We have a bunch of special attackers actually. And then who do you want for our fourth? Durant's not really good if you don't Dynamax him, so I'm not sure we're going to be using him. I guess we could Whimsicott. He has Focus Sash, so there could be some interesting stuff there. Or do we want to do Jellicent? No, let's go Jellicent. Jellicent just has some nice utility. We can set Trick Room if we find that we are slower than their team for some reason. We can Strength Sap to heal up. Since the Whimsicott's not strong unless you lead him straight off the bat, I feel like the Whimsicott Durant will probably have to sit on the bench for this game. So we see Toxtricity, Sableye, so whoa, and two shinies. So maybe this is a season of Toxtricity. This is going to be interesting indeed. I'm expecting something along the lines of Quash. Quash could be something that comes out here. So I think the question is, do we want to get rid of the Sableye or do we want to get rid of the Toxtricity? I think the Sableye is the problem, right? So we can lower the special defense. I don't think Toxtricity is that scary, so we'll just go for full on. But yeah, we'll just do that. Ooh, actually, we could go for the Max Airstream just to make sure that we have the speed. Yeah, let's go Max Airstream for speed. And then Boom Burst is unfortunately not going to work against Sableye, so we're going to go Overdrive. And yeah, kind of awkward. I haven't gone up against the Toxtricity mirror match in my testing, so wasn't quite sure how we wanted to approach this. But one of the cool ways that this team works is that the Boom Burst does not affect Ghost type Mon. So Dragapult's free to stay there, boost up Toxtricity speed, and then we can Boom Burst their side of the field. Now this is an awkward situation where our opponent also has a Ghost Mon, so Boom Burst is not going to affect him, and then he has Toxtricity where our Electric type won't affect him. And our Overdrive is probably going to be mitigated, so it's not great, but okay, cool. So long as we got Sableye down, I think that's like the major threat. We don't want him to do any weird shenanigans. So here comes Overdrive, and we actually tanked that pretty well. We see him coming out. Is that the Throat Spray? Okay, so Throat Spray is out, which does put some pressure on us. But we have speed advantage with our Airstream. Toxtricity is locked into the Overdrive, so that is something to keep in mind. We have like a full special attack choice specs build on the Toxtricity, so that's kind of scary. But I think I see Toxtricity, yeah, the air attack is not super effective, and I think we already have speed advantage, so we don't really need to do that. We can just lower their special defense. We'll go Max Darkness, lower their special defense, click Overdrive again, and hopefully with the lowered special defense, Togekiss will hopefully fall. He is special defensive bulky. If he Dynamaxes, then I'm guessing there's probably no way that we'll kill him in one shot. I think this is our best way to try to handle both of them. And so, okay, we do see a Dynamax. It's likely going to be a Togekiss now. Question is going to be, does our opponent have weakness policy? Is this a weakness policy set, or is this a super luck set? If it's weakness policy and he goes for a max airstream, then that can be problematic for us. Oh no, he goes weak guard, or max guard, sorry. Which actually isn't bad. I think the double up then should kill the Toxtricity. And he's still gonna lose that special defense. So this might be the best scenario for us. So Overdrive goes into that max guard, that's fine. Toxtricity should go down, yes. With the special defense drop. So that's like another cool way that this team kind of works together. The nice synergy with Dragapult and Toxtricity. We're trying to boost Toxtricity's attack as much as possible, while at the same time giving him some speed to actually attack, because that's like the reason why you don't see Toxtricity in the game right now. He's just a little too slow and frail to really get what we need done. So we don't want to risk going into an Arcanine if he... We'll just go Max Darkness doesn't really help us. I guess we could go Max Wormwind just for the stab. No effect. Psych. Let's see. Will this work? Yeah, let's go Max Phantasm into the Togekiss. We're going to Overdrive. I mean, lowering defense is never a bad thing. We do have a Conkeldurr in the back, so that should be fine. But yeah, Togekiss takes that pretty well, which is scary. Let's see how much damage this Overdrive can do. Okay, wow, Togekiss drops. Perfect. There's the power of Toxtricity. That's the Overdrive attack, which hits both Pokemon on their side of the field. Boomburst hits all Pokemon on the field, so you want to have a Ghost Pokemon on your side when you are using that move. And yep, we even see our opponent proccing our weakness policy on the Dragapult. So it was a weird lead from our opponent. Hadn't experienced it before, but I think we got through it pretty well. I'm pretty happy the way that we got through this. So I guess we're pretty much clear to click whatever we want here. Obviously we're locked into Overdrive, so let's press that. And it'll be a GG for our opponent. So that was a decent start. Very unorthodox team that we saw. I'm not sure what the Sableye was going to do there. My first impression was that he was going to go Quash. And I guess Quash would be kind of cool because, like I said, the main issue with Toxtricity is that, one, he's really weak. 4 times weak to ground attacks, so we just get wrecked there. So that's a problem. And then also he's just kind of slow, so being weak and slow is never a great combination. We set up our team to try to be able to counter that. So the Mimikyu, the Mimikyu is definitely scary here because he's immune to our Boom Burst, and then he has ground types that can be immune to our electricity. So we're gonna do our same lead and just have to try to kind of flow with what they bring out. Now I feel like Jellicent is good for strength sapping, also good for resetting Trick Room should they get it out. Let's see, do we want to bring out Whimsicott? He has a Dragon type, but I don't really feel like we're doing much else with the Whimsicott besides that. So I think this is going to be a Conkeldurr Jellicent in the back sort of game. Alright. Well, let's see what sort of lead our opponent throws at us this time. So yeah, this Boom Burst strategy with Toxtricity and Dragapult, I am liking it a lot so far in my testing. It's kind of cool to be able to hit so hard and have your Pokemon not be affected. The one big problem with that is Ghost Pokemon are very popular right now in the meta, very prevalent. So you're going to often be coming up against a team that is going to have a Pokemon that you can't hit either. So yeah, here comes Mimikyu, unfortunately. So we aren't going to be able to lead with the Boom Burst, which is a hit that we would like to do most. I think we are going to try to take down this Mimikyu before it can set up a Trick Room, which is what I'm assuming he might be doing. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and max Airstream the Mimikyu, get our speed up, and then we are going to Overdrive. Now, let's see if our opponent switches. Okay, it doesn't look like there's going to be a switch. The little worry I had with the Overdrive play is opponent does have a ground type in the back with the Mudsdale. But that was the risk that we had to take given the fact that we can't hit Mimikyu with the Boom Burst. So we're going to see if we can take down Mimikyu this turn. I feel like Choice Spec's full special attack should be able to kill Mimikyu with a Overdrive electric hit. We'll see. This will be a good way for us to check out some damage calcs and do all that fun stuff. Question will we get our attack off before the Snarl comes? And yes, okay, so the Speed Burst does help. And we'll see if this takes down Mimikyu. Now it doesn't take down Mimikyu. It does do some decent damage to both of their mons, but that is unfortunate. Arcanine, Citrus Berry procs, and here comes the Snarl. So Toxtricity is going to be weakened, but actually the Snarl is going to proc our Dragapult weakness policy. So we'll see if it's maybe a Fairy attack coming here. No, it is Trick Room. Okay. So we tried to do what we could to get to get it down, but we could not. So that's unfortunate here. So I think what we're gonna have to do now is just go for some strong hits. Opponent is gonna be faster, so yeah, we see the Play Rough. That could probably do some serious damage. We do take that. We'll see if... Oh, here comes Will-O-Wisp. And Will-O-Wisp as well. Okay. Toxtricity is able to take down the Mimikyu. Here comes the Max Phantasm. Problem is our opponent still has their Dynamax and they have Trick Room set up, so that Mudsdale is going to be a problem. But we have Jellicent, so we can try to revert that Trick Room, and we can do some Strength Sapping. So Jellicent's going to be very important in this endgame. We're going to have to try to find a way to protect it. That's going to be pretty tough with that electric attack. So Toxtricity is kind of stuck here as well. I think Dragapult's going to go down, so we're just going to have to sacrifice it. And let's see, what do we want to do here? Attack is not really that big of a problem. Yeah, we'll just max Darkness the Rotom. And yeah, Overdrive. It's not going to hit the Mudsdale, but at this point we don't really want to hit the Mudsdale. We're going to basically try to get like 2 free switch-ins and see what we can do about weathering this Mudsdale Gigantamax turn. So this will be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. But it could be worse. Yeah, so he's going to start bulking up his defenses. Dragapult's going to go down. That's fine. He was already so weak. Doesn't really matter. And this will be tough. But if Jellicent is able to withstand some attacks and get in a couple of Strength Saps, then Mudsdale really struggles here. Here comes Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump does land as well. which is fine. To be honest, like Toxtricity isn't really doing that much at this point. I mean, that's actually not that bad of a hit here. Okay, here. So the issue is if our opponent doubles up on the Jellicent. Wondering if we want to bring out the Conkeldurr here. Yeah, I think we're going to bring out the Conkeldurr because if we can do Jellicent, get some Strength Saps, and then start Water Spouting like 1v1, we should be able to take down the Mudsdale. So we don't want the Jellicent to get doubled up right now. See, Drain Punch, I guess we can Drain Punch the Rotom, and we're going to Overdrive as well. And we'll see how this goes. Da 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 ba da ba. So we'll see. So here comes the Max Quake. See who our opponent's trying to take out. Is he gonna get rid of? Okay, he's going after the Conkeldurr. It actually does a lot of damage. Rotom's special, so yeah, he's boosting up his special defense, which is gonna be a struggle. Here comes Drain Punch though, so the timing of it works out really good for us. We're able to get that hit in, so we should be able to take down Rotom this turn if he goes after Conkeldurr. Oh, maybe not. Here comes a berry on his end. So it's a super bulky berry. Yep, the Iapapa berry. So that actually hurts. Nice. Toxtricity was able to avoid it. That's huge. So big hit on Rotom. Problem is that Quake could hurt the Conkeldurr, so I don't know if we want to Mach Punch here. I mean, Rotom is almost done. It's going to be tough. Let's see. Well, we had to... No, yeah, actually his hit did a lot more than half, right? So we're going to have to Mach Punch for sure. We're going to Overdrive and hope that we're able to dodge another Hydro Pump. So here comes... Oh, Rotom protects. Wow, great play, great play. And we see another Max Quake come out. So that Protect was actually pretty good. I was wondering if our opponent was actually choice locked with that Rotom, since he went Hydro Pump twice. Okay, so Trick Room is done. So that means Jellicent and the Conkeldurr should be faster than Mudsdale. So I'm assuming that we're going to be able to get off a Strength Sap on this Mudsdale. We're going to go ahead and Drain Punch the Rotom. And let's get Strength Sap on the Mudsdale. I feel like if we can live this turn and get a Strength Sap in, then we should be okay. Here comes Thunderbolt. We are a special defensive set on this Jellicent. So I think that actually came in pretty huge right here. We're able to drop Mudsdale's attack without raising his defense, which is big. And then here comes the Drain Punch, which is going to take down the Rotom and heal up the Conkeldurr. It didn't heal it up too much, but I think that's pretty good. Here comes the high horsepower. Nice, and we avoid it. So we're in a great position here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and Drain Punch again. And I think we're going to go ahead and Water Spout. Water Spout should do... He actually has a couple... Yeah, let's go ahead and Water Spout. Let's go ahead and get the damage in while we're at full health. Okay, yeah, he canceled out. There we go. He canceled out. So yeah, that was awesome. Full health, Water Spout against a Mudsdale is not something that they want to go up against. So we weathered that pretty good. We saw that it was Trick Room. Fortunately, we weren't able to get the KO on the Mimikyu in time. I feel like that's pretty tough. Maybe next time we could have just led the Jellicent and stopped the Trick Room from happening altogether. But as much as possible, I like to do the Dragapult Toxtricity lead, but we are seeing that Ghost is pretty prevalent. We saw Sableye lead game 1 and Mimikyu lead game 2. So that's something that we're going to have to think about. Might have to make changes to the team and figure things out. Like as of right now, okay, cool. So we don't see Ghost type. We do see Whimsicott, Charizard lead, which is going to be likely. That's where the Durant can come in pretty big. But if it's Charizard, then that could be definitely a problem here. Try to see. I don't think our Toxtricity lives if he goes into Charizard and Whimsicott. But he might not do that seeing the Durant. Let's just try it one more time. I'm just scared if he goes... but if he goes Charizard and Ninetales, I mean, Charizard is going down no matter what, right? Questions, questions, questions. Yeah, let's go Whimsicott Durant. Let's see who else then we have for the back. We have Gastrodon. It's kind of a problem. We have a Whimsicott. We can go Dragapult with the weakness policy. We'll just switch around, and then we'll go Dragapult Toxtricity in the back. So this is a bit risky if it's a full-on Sun lead. I'm expecting it's like a Charizard Whimsicott lead. That's what we're hoping for right now. If it's a Charizard Ninetales, then that's going to be not good for us. I think we're going to probably lose both of our Pokemon. So we'll see what our opponent decides to do. Whimsicott, Charizard. Okay, so it is a Whimsicott Charizard lead. So that first read so far is good. We'll see if our opponent is going to end up switching out the Charizard or if they're going to try to stay in and see if they can make the best out of the situation. Always here, we're going to have to Tailwind to match our opponent's Tailwind. Be faster than the Charizard and then just go for a max Rockfall. We're going to have to assume that our opponent's going to read this and not Dynamax. But if he does, then we're feeling really good. Feeling really good about our call and good about the play. I mean, I guess our opponent could still have the Rock Berry. And so it'll be pretty close as whether or not that gets a kill. If they're defensive set with the Rock Berry, then that's definitely a problem. But we see Tailwind come out here, and no Dynamax. So do we see a... Okay, we see a Taunt. So we actually get the Tailwind out before the Taunt comes, which is huge. And here comes the Max Rockfall, so Charizard should go down. So down goes Charizard. We have max speed on this Whimsicott, which I like to use for situations like this, for the chance that there could be a Taunt on Whimsicott coming from our opponent's side. Now we don't know if we won the speed tie. Oh, and our opponent just concedes. I think they just concede. I think, like, we'll see. Yeah, they're just, yeah, we're out. We're out. We're out this. We're out this. There we go. You know what? What is that? Are we 3-0 right now? There you go, Durant. We got the Kevin Durant. Yeah, let's actually check our opponent's team since they're giving us speed. Yeah, so it was, but our opponent chose not to Dynamax, which is interesting. And okay, standard set there. He has the Heat Wave instead of the Blast Bird. Blidex Toy Specs, Eject Pack. Okay, that's not bad. Interesting. Scrafty, Rindoberry. Yeah, Taunt. Is he max speed? Oh, he was max speed, so we just won the speed tie. So I think it came down to us winning that speed tie. But you know what? I don't feel bad about that. You don't feel bad about that. We don't feel bad about that because we're 3-0. That's how we do it. All right, you know what? Actually, since we're 3-0, and you know the season can last a long time, I don't want to go through the whole season in one day. I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode there as a start. I'm going to look back on the fights that we had and try to assess what that means for us going forward with Ghost Pokemon leads. We have to figure out how we want to deal with Ghost Pokemon leads. Obviously, the Toxtricity Overdrive plays is pretty solid. I mean, it is stab and does really good hits, but Boom Burst is what we do want to be using whenever we can, because it's a 140 base power, and it hits our opponents equally. So, yeah, overall though, I think that's a good start. I think the squad's looking pretty good. Let's see if we can. Let's go. Please don't be alarmed at my boxes here. The boxes are quite crazy. Um, let's go to the teams. It should be team 6. Yeah. So far, I think the squad's looking pretty good. Full attack. Durant just for that Charizard. Whimsicott play, and we read that well. We have here the good old Toxtricity, Boom Burst, and Overdrive doing all the heavy lifting with that punk rock vibe. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and keep testing this team out, see how we climb up the ladder, try to get to Masters tier, and I hope you guys like this content. Feel free to follow along for more Sword and Shield competition, and I'm going to try to do what we can to make some really interesting teams in the meta. So as always, I have been Dragapult, and you guys have been great.